Welcome to my channel, The Blended Homemaker. I'm so happy you are here. Raising children in two separate households with an ex-spouse is a real challenge, and I would say it's one of the hardest relationships you might ever find yourself in. I'm here to inspire you and encourage you to keep going and to find God's path for your journey. In today's video, we're going to talk about stepmoms. We just celebrated Mother's Day this past Sunday, and with Mother's Day, I, along with everybody else, reflect on my mother who birthed me and the good things she instilled in me, along with all the other women in my life who attributed to who I am as a person today, as well as who I am as a mother today. And while I was reflecting on my own journey and those who have deposited into it, I also was thinking about my children and their journey living in two separate households and the multiple women who have, attributed to their upbringing. I thought this is a good time to talk about stepmoms. I actually wrote a letter to the woman who lives with my children and posted it on my blog. You can go to www.theblendedhomemaker.com. I'll post the link down below, so please check it out. I really just wrote from my heart. When you're the biological parent, it can be challenging. It can be challenging to accept a step parent or somebody who's in a step parent role. I mean, maybe your ex is married to the person who lives with them, or maybe they're not. But, either way, they are in a parental role, living under the same roof a portion of the time with your child, and, and caring for them as a parent would. It can be challenging to accept, another adult stepping in to the place of a parent in your child's life. It's tough because you didn't choose this person. It's not like you got to have this interview process where, 200 candidates filled out an application and you had an extensive interview with background checks on each and every one of them. And then after the interview process, you had an internship where they got to spend time with you and your children all under the same roof. And you know what I'm saying? Basically how it works is like this, okay? Your ex starts talking to somebody, dating to somebody, and they invite them to come live with them, right? So really that's the way that works. And you have no part in that whatsoever. It's not like, your ex calls you and is like, hey, I'm thinking about dating this person. What do you think? Right? I mean, that would be so cool if it really worked that way, but it doesn't. At least not in the reality I live in. Maybe that's your reality, and that's awesome and great and good for you. You're like 1 in a billion. But my reality is I have no say-so in who it is that my children are sharing a roof with in the other home. So, and another issue with all of this is the fact that, your ex and you have a broken relationship, right? That's why you're not together anymore. So with broken relationships come broken trust, broken respect. So, this person, your ex, is choosing someone, but yet you don't really necessarily always trust your ex or think they have the best judgment or respect their decisions. And so that also can be another challenge that is brought to the table to make this whole situation difficult. So, here is how I approach viewing the other woman who is assisting in raising my children. So I choose to recognize the fact that we didn't choose her, but yet she chose my children, if that makes sense. So I didn't choose her, my kids didn't choose her. Ultimately it was my ex who chose her. However, she chose them. She chose to move into a home with children who she was going to take the responsibility to care for. And that's admirable. That is admirable that she would choose to assist in parenting children that are not biologically hers. It's really like an adoptive role. You're choosing to be an adoptive parent when you're in the position of a step-parent. And I think that's beautiful and that's admirable. And I focus on all of the good and positive things that she does for my children. And the list is really extensive. I mean, I know that there is probably more than I ever even, know of, or maybe even realize that she does for them. But I know it's a lot. And I am so grateful and so thankful that their father is not having to be a single parent, that he has someone there to help him, because single parenting is hard. And, when you have someone by your side to help you, that makes you a better parent. So I really am so grateful that my children have an extra set of eyes to watch over them, that they have an extra set of hands to give them hugs, that they have an extra set of legs to take them to places that they need to go. It's such a selfless place to be as a parent. Just parenting in general is a selfless job, right? But when they're not biologically your children, I mean, hello, that's even more selfless, because, us biological parents, we give birth to our children and it's just like in us, right? Like it's just ingrained in us from the moment they're born to selflessly care for them. Where this person is just choosing to take on that role. And, so I'm grateful. I am very, very, very grateful for the woman. And that resides in the other house that my children live in. I'm so grateful. Also, I encourage my children to recognize what she does for them too. I encourage them to have a grateful heart for her. Is she perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. No human is perfect. Do we agree on everything? No, we don't. We don't agree on everything. I mean, not that we sit and have extensive conversations about, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? We don't. But however, I just know, the kids might say, oh, such and such voted for this and you voted for that, or or the kids will be like, oh, this person feels this way about something and you feel this way about something, it just kind of comes up organically in conversation. So I know we don't agree on everything, and that's okay. Because what we do agree on is the fact that my kids are wonderful and that my kids deserve to have the best upbringing that us adults can collaboratively give them. That is something that we both agree on. And that's what's most important, really. And bottom line is that the kids are going to grow up and they're going to have to make choices for themselves. And so that's okay if we don't agree on everything, because someday my kids are going to be adults and I'm not going to agree on everything they do or every choice that they make. And that's all right. I mean, think about the spouse you live with. I mean, even you and your spouse, I'm sure, do not agree on every single little thing. So why in the world would you expect the step parent in your child's life to agree with everything you value or you believe in, or agree with the way you do life in general? Another thing that sometimes a biological person has to stand up against when it comes to the step parent is jealousy. You know, this is a person that you're sharing time with your kids with. And we all know that time with our children is a very priceless, valuable thing, because they're going to grow up and they're going to fly the nest someday. And so we know that our time with them is limited as it is. And so to limit it even more by having to share with another adult can be really, really challenging. Especially, you know, when you want to be the first one to take them to Disneyland. You want to be the one who hosts their first slumber party. You want to be the one who drops them off on every first day of school. You know, you want to be the one who's their constant, who's their 100%, who's their everything. You don't want to miss a moment. And so that can be really challenging. And, you know, it's tough. It's a tough position to be in, but really you fight off the jealousy with gratitude. You really, really do. When you let gratitude just soak into your heart and you meditate on that, all of those jealous feelings will dissipate and they will go away. Momentarily. Down the road, it might pop back up again, you know, because you missed this or you missed that. But again, you just bring on the gratitude and the jealousy goes away. Okay. So I hope this video has inspired you and encouraged you. Please comment below, share with me, tell me your thoughts on step parenting and the ways that you've overcome obstacles within your step parenting journey. So again, I hope this video inspires you and encourages you to keep going and to find God's path for your journey.